Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are here with Marla Roberts again, and exciting to have Kissing Tree Properties joining us. That's the name of our company here, and it was founded back in 2017, really bringing a fresh approach to classic aesthetics, from simple redecorating projects to full-scale renovations and remodels. Kissing Tree Properties are here providing you as little or as much as you need to make your home uniquely yours. Hello, Marla. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Jill?
I'm doing fantastic. Pleasure to have you back here as
Thank
an
you.
interior designer, as a realtor. I mean, you do it a lot, and we're excited to have you back to talk more about your work. To start off, just tell us how we can contact you.
Yes, you can reach me at kissingtreeproperties.com. I am also on under House Pro at Kissing Tree Properties LLC, and I can be reached by phone or text at 479-790-9923.
Perfect. Thanks so much for being here, for joining us. Let's talk about some of the work you're doing. And I know you want to share your screen today. So
I
at any
do.
time you could do that. And what did you have
Okay.
in mind for us?
Well, I was going to try to wrap up some things that we had done a couple of weeks ago where we were doing some before and afters of some houses that I've worked on.
Wow.
Some are client homes, some are homes that I kind of snatched up and remodeled and put back out on the market. So I thought it might be fun to look at some things that
Right?
if you live in a house and you're looking at it and you're going,
Mm-hmm.
this was built in the 70s, it still looks like the 70s, or built in the early 2000s and it still feels and looks like that. There are so many little things and big things that you can do to bring it up without having to just like throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are things you can do to take your home. If you love your neighborhood, you love your neighbors, you love where you live, you have a beautiful yard, mature trees, all the things that everybody loves to have, but the house has been sitting there a little too long. Maybe some of the things that I'm going to show you today
Yeah.
might help you think about what you can do in your home to make it uniquely yours again, and bring it in. Or, a lot of times I work with clients who have inherited a home and
Okay.
the parents lived in it and they lived in it a very, very long time and they never did anything with the house. And it's home to them and they would like to keep it home to them, but not the way it looks. But they still
Mm-hmm.
want to be respectful of the fact that it was the house they grew up in. So there's things that you can do to still live in the house, live in the neighborhood, feel that comfort of, maybe mom and dad, or,
Yes.
just where I grew up sort of thing, but make it a little bit more contemporary in terms of how we live now, the modern conveniences that just weren't around before. And you'll get to see a picture of that, the first picture that I'm actually going to pull up. So let me see if I can do this time. I'm going to
Perfect.
share my screen.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And I'm going to go to, uh, where did it go?
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, this is not going to work. You've given me permission to share my
It
screen,
will
correct?
work. Yes, there's no permission needed. It should just share.
Okay, so where did it go? You should be able to see absolutely everything on my screen. I've already gone through this with somebody, so I know that it should be here.
Yeah.
Okay, give me just a sec.
No problem. No problem.
Can you see this?
Nope. I just see you still and I. I know this unfortunately happened last week.
It did, and I don't know why, because I did a run through.
Yeah, just on the bottom where it says share, right? You should
Yeah, I'm
click.
past that.
Okay. And did you pick the screen you want to share?
I did.
Okay.
The
And then hit
problem
the
is it's
word.
not showing up on my screen.
So, like, for example, I'm sharing my screen now. Da, da, da. You can
Right,
see
so
what I'm
you should
looking
be
at.
seeing everything I'm seeing,
I
and that's what I
don't.
don't
Yeah.
understand is why you're
I'm gonna
not.
go back to you just to show you that's what I do. And there's my Zoom. I want to stop screen share. I'm done sharing my screen. But yeah, it should pop right up. I do these all the time. This is hard.
Yeah,
I'm
there
so
you go.
sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
share screen. Okay, here I am. We're going to
okay.
run through this again. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Let's see if I
Sometimes
can
it says
find it
click on the
in my
screen.
downloads. Give
Okay.
me just a moment. I might find it this way. It's actually in Canva. and I'm
Well,
trying to
that's what
open
happened
Canva.
last time, right? And then I couldn't, you
Yes,
sent me
and I
the
was
link.
able to do this with my daughter, actually. She and I ran through this completely. And I don't want that. Go away. And I want to be able to share. I can't believe you can't see this screen because I can see you just fine.
When you hit the word share on the bottom,
Yeah.
it tells you that you got to click on the entire screen or application window, and then you hit the word share. Do you know, like, I don't know if you go back to share, you
Okay,
might
hold
be
on.
clicking on the wrong window.
Okay, share screen.
Uh-huh, it says
Here it
share,
is. Okay, I got it now.
right? And you might have to click on the one. Okay.
There it is. Now,
Yeah.
there we go.
Bam.
Yay.
Okay, this is so cool. I see it.
Okay,
Let's get
you can
started.
see it. So this house was built in 1978. And as you can see, it's got Formica countertops. It's got an old, range. It's got a horrible range hood. Off in the back, you can see a laundry room. And the people who lived in this house, and I bought this house just a couple of years ago. So the people who lived in this house did nothing other than rearrange some plumbing that created quite a problem. So we actually had to redo all the plumbing and the electrical in the house in addition to making it look
Yeah.
fabulous. So this is the kitchen, and this is the whole kitchen right here. This is it.
Yeah.
And this is about an 1,800 square foot house. But remember, we talked last time about how in the 70s and the 80s, kitchens were very much an afterthought. People didn't hang out in your kitchen. You didn't want them in your kitchen. That's where the
Mm-hmm.
dirty dishes were. And it was just a hot mess. So
Yeah.
people didn't do that. So the kitchen was shoved back in a corner off the den. So we decided to, please move. Okay. We decided to do a little something with that kitchen. And this is what we did.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So this is the same kitchen. This is the same footprint. But what we did here is we
Beautiful. I'm sorry.
put
I
in
just,
custom cabinetry, custom lighting, all new flooring. We did use butcher block in this house because it was appropriate. The tiles in the back were enormous. So this is not like one solid piece of quartz or quartzite. These are actually, I think they were 18 by 24s that we used as a backsplash. So it gives that look. So this was something that would be more cost effective for you to do. Just get really big tiles and use them on your backsplash and that way you're not spending quartz or quartzite or granite
mm-hmm.
prices to do a backsplash and
Wow.
still give it that solid surface type of look. So let's see if I can find the next one.
Sure.
So this was when you walked in the front door, same house. When you walked in the front door, off to the left over here, you can see what I call like the prison guard rails here. They were
Mm-hmm.
very big. They separated your foyer
Mm-hmm.
from the living room. And I happen to know the people who owned this house. I met the owners. And they never used this room. They had it set up as a dining room, and there was a way that you could get to the kitchen from here. And it was just wasted space. They never ever used it. This was their den,
Okay.
and this was mom and dad's den, and that
Mm-hmm.
was the fireplace, and they had the fish on the walls. And I mean, you stop and think and laugh like, oh my God, is this really how people continue to do their homes? But they just never changed it.
Yeah.
They've lived in the house since the 70s. This was home. It never changed. The paneling
Wow.
on the walls, which
Yeah.
was buckling in some of the rooms. So this is now the new space.
Yeah.
So here we have the kitchen. You can see back in the corner,
Mm-hmm.
the room with the two with the sliders over here on the left. That was where that dining room table was, a flex room.
Okay.
Use it for an office or exercise room or
Mm-hmm.
playroom for the kids. And company comes and you close those doors and the toys disappear. All new flooring. That is the fireplace. That is the same fireplace that had the fish over it. So we
Wow.
totally tiled the fireplace. And then back here, this space back here, I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing. The opening that was actually a sliding glass door that opened up to a deck that was falling apart.
Wow.
So what we did is we tore the deck off and we added extra square footage. And inside that space, which I don't have pictures of, was just a big sunroom with windows all
Yeah.
across the back. And then we put on the back side of the fireplace, which was
Mm-hmm.
outside chimney, we actually built it so that you could put a giant TV screen on it. So if you have parties and you wanted to watch
Love
Razorback
it.
football, which is a big deal up here, you go back there, you've got the food out on the island, and you're ready to go. We also, as you can see, we did
So
a double
pretty.
island, so there was plenty of storage on
Yeah.
both sides. Also, that room that was the laundry room, we turned that into a walk-in pantry. You could walk in from the garage, put your groceries
Wow.
down, and you could also obviously walk in from the kitchen. But what was interesting is this house had so much stuff in the garage when I purchased it. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're buying a house to remodel for resale, you there's always surprises. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. In this case, the good surprise was when they moved all their junk out of the garage, we discovered a door, and in that door was a storage room,
Okay.
which was just sitting there empty. So what we did is we turned the laundry room into a pantry, and we broke through the wall for that storage room, and we made that the laundry room.
Wow.
So we gained that square footage. We also gained the square footage on the back. So what started out is, I think it was an 1,800 square foot house, became a 2,200 square foot house, which is great for resale. So
Wow.
there's that one. And then this is a house I just finished. Now, this house was built in 2004, very solid bones, beautiful neighborhood. I don't have pictures of both, but this was his vanity on the left side of the bathroom. And then on the right side, there was a matching vanity for her. And then in the middle was the tub, and you can kind of see the shower shoved off in the corner over there in the picture on the right.
Wow.
Okay, so that's what it looked like when we started.
Okay. I
And
love
these are the
seeing
two
this.
pictures. There's me. These are the two pictures of what it looks like now that it's finished. So we removed the shower, we removed
Okay.
the bathtub.
Wow.
We put in custom cabinetry for him and for her. She wanted a
Mm-hmm.
vanity, a makeup vanity. He wanted the linen closet. So we totally redid the floors, the walls. The vanity is painted that soft, beautiful, I think it's called Silver Strand, by Sherwin-Williams. She wanted floating shelves so she could put all of her little knickknacks and plants up on it. The giant glass shower enclosed, so that entire space became the shower.
Wow.
And we did, custom tile on the back wall. It's just beautiful. Very, very soothing. This is another bathroom that we did. This bathtub, if you look at it, you realize you can't get to the cabinets, which were the linen closets, without climbing into the tub. See
Wow.
how they built that? And this
Yeah.
giant picture window over the bathtub that would make any female feel secure, right?
Uh-huh.
Kidding. This client was like, get rid of the window. I have to climb into the bathtub to get to my towels. This is not working for me.
Uh-uh.
So this was the shower, teeny little shower. This is the bathroom now.
Okay.
So
Wow.
this is what we did. As you can see, we took out the big window, we took out the linen closets. Just to the right of that door, there was actually a second vanity. So there was a vanity on each
Okay.
wall, one to the left, one to the right, with the bathtub in the middle. So we did a zero entry shower, which is great for
Mm-hmm.
aging in place,
Beautiful.
and huge walk-in, big piece of glass. And I'm going to show you. This is where the shower was.
Okay.
So what we did here is
Cool.
we built a little cubby, and she's got a soaking tub in there, and you can actually get in the tub, and it's got a little seat inside so
Okay.
you can fill it up and just sit
Yeah.
and chill. And here's another angle of that same bathroom. We
Oh my
did tile on
goodness.
the
I
back
love this
walls,
stuff. It's so
and
beautiful.
thank you. And I wish you could really see the colors, because everything is very deep and very warm. And that back wall is multiple colors of tile. I don't know if it shows up as well on yours. But just a lot of movement and a lot of interest, but still very clean lines. We used 24 by 24 tiles on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
We used that in a matte finish, and then we used the
Wow.
same tiles on the wall in a polish finish. And then we found this beautiful porcelanosa tile to put on the back of the vanity and also in the little cubby area.
Beautiful. Wow.
This was a bath. Oh, this was an interesting bathroom. This bathroom was in a house that was, again, built in the 70s.
Okay.
It was so narrow that you had to walk in like sideways,
Mm-hmm.
right? You couldn't just walk straight in because the vanity was on the right and it stuck out beyond, way beyond the doorway. And that was the shower. And then
My
all the
gosh.
stuff was hanging on the wall. I'm not really sure where they were
Yeah.
going with this design aesthetic, but it was kind of what you would call a ranch style
Yeah.
home. And I'm hoping this will pop cleaner, but this is an after. And to be in all honesty and full disclosure, we did steal from the bathroom on the other side. It was
Okay.
another bathroom, so we gutted them both and we split the space so that we could make the bathroom functional. But this is the same bathroom that
Well,
I just showed you. See, it doesn't take a lot.
no. It's beautiful.
And this was a bathroom. This is bathroom actually was in the previous house that I showed you that had the fish on the walls. So this was the master bath.
Okay.
And in this particular bathroom, the interesting thing was when we tore out the shower, which was one of those little, what we call a coffin shower. You know, you think you're going to walk in and go to
Yes.
the right and there's a shower
I
there,
know.
but
I
you
know.
walk in and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing holding up the floor was the tile. They
What?
had had such a bad water leak for so many years
Oh
that
my
when we went and did
gosh.
the inspection, which you should always get, by the way, when you buy
Yeah.
a home, whether you're going to flip it, live in
Yeah.
it, if you're going to do something and put money into a house, you get it inspected because there will things that you will not see. So what we did is we turned the water on through the entire house and we went downstairs to the crawl space, which was more like a walk space. And the water was just pouring into the
Mm-hmm.
foundation, which of course we also had to repair the foundation.
No.
We've been doing it for who knows how long. They didn't even know. And this was an older couple. If
Yeah.
that tile had given way, they would have fallen right through to the
Yep.
basement, into the crawl space. So we took this bathroom and turned it into this.
Wow.
So this was a gorgeous, this was from Tile Bar.
Beautiful.
And these were gorgeous tiles. Now, here's
And I
another
love
thing.
those mirrors. I love those LED
I know
mirrors.
you do. These are your favorites. You just, and it has the three different lights. And then we also have overhead lighting, and then we have the windows. So there's a lot of different ways to get light. But these tiles, um, they were so expensive. And I
Really?
got on Tile Bar and I went on their sale page. And I got these tiles for about $3.50 a square foot.
Whoa.
Yeah. And these were not cheap tiles. And
Yeah.
if you're looking for ways to economize and you want something beautiful, go to some of these sites like Tile Bar, Tile Shop, Tile
Uh-huh.
Club, any of those, and look at their sales, look at their clearance, because you're going to find things that maybe they don't have enough of, but there's
Mm-hmm.
enough to do a shower
Yeah,
and
a
a little bit
small
of a
area. Yeah.
backsplash, right? So there's ways to get these gorgeous tiles. I mean, I watch some of these shows on
Wow.
TV. I love to watch like Bargain Block. And these guys, sometimes they put the most beautiful tiles in their kitchen and their bathroom. And it's like, I know their budgets. They tell you their budget. There's no way they could have paid retail for those. But if you do your research, you'll find some beautiful things on sale, remnants left over from your countertop people. Even if you go to Lowe's and Home Depot, they'll have a section of on sale stuff. And I have gotten some beautiful tile just to like finish a hearth on a fireplace. That
Mm-hmm.
would normally be maybe $6 or $8 a square foot or $12 a square foot for $1.50 a square foot because they only have two boxes left. And what are they going
Wow.
to do with that? Well, I can do something with that because
Mm-hmm.
that's all I needed. So think about in terms of when you want to update your home and you maybe don't have a big budget, there are things that you can do if you just take the time to look and shop a little bit and get online and go to some of the bigger sites online and see if you can find those things that really kind of speak to you. Oop,
There you
wrong one.
go.
Here we
Okay.
go. Is that the last one? So that's the last one. That's our last picture. But as you know, I also build new construction.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure
we
do.
are we just dug our foundation, and this particular house happens to be on what's called the overlay. So it's on a hill. And about 28, 30 dump trucks of dirt were removed from the lot.
Hmm.
I mean, you buy this land and then you take all the dirt away so that you can dig 6 feet down to put in a foundation, which is what my guys were doing yesterday. Well, while they're doing that, I spend 2 hours online looking for the perfect front door
Mm-hmm.
because I have a budget and the front doors that I want are way without outside of that budget. So even as a designer and a builder, I'm constantly looking for those deals. And the best way to make something look fabulous and unique without having to spend a fortune to do it. You can have beautiful design. And, we talked about this last time. You said you have a friend who gets a lot of her stuff from like Amazon and
Yeah.
Etsy and
Mm-hmm.
right. And still make the home look very unique and very much you. So, just don't jump into things and take your time. And if you can't do it, hire somebody who can do it. I'm a bargain shopper
Mm-hmm.
from a long line of bargain shoppers. I can find something that maybe is an incredibly high-end piece and
Yeah.
put it in your home, or I can find that same high-end piece and maybe find it for a little less.
Got it.
And it's okay to do that if you want to
Mm-hmm.
do something and you don't have a big budget. I work with big budget people. Some of the homes that I showed you in the last few pictures and the time before, they won't even tell me what their budget is. If they like it, they buy it.
Yeah.
And then there's people that have that budget and they need to stick to that budget,
Mm-hmm.
but they want the home to be fabulous. And you can do that. There's so many resources today that you can do that with. And of course, starting with the simplest thing, which I have said over
Is
and over again,
yeah.
paint. Just paint, put the stuff away, clean up the mess, unclutter your home, and then go for something that's timeless and classic rather than, ooh, this is trendy right now, and I want this now because it's fun. And maybe you have a room like that.
Yeah.
I love to do powder rooms. I think powder rooms are a great place to do something fun and trendy and interesting and different. Or maybe it's your dining room,
Yeah.
the places that you share with people. But if you want something that has long life, go with your classic looks, your softer tones that you can change out those pillows and put something new in, or change out your artwork, put artwork from a different, this piece used to be in my living room. Now it's
Yeah.
in my office, so change it up,
You can change it up. Yep.
I,
And
with
just
my
curious, for
husband,
someone like me, I'm not good at hanging pictures and stuff.
well, hire
But
somebody.
I see people doing these stick-on things. Are those good or no?
Well, I have used those stick-on things. I
Oh,
have actually given them as gifts to people who, want to just put something up. My daughter used them in her guest room. Her son is quite an interesting photographer, and he took pictures of the different seasons and, like the same different spots around their home. They live on an acre in Plano, Texas, and they live on a creek. So there's always beautiful flowers and interesting greenery and little animals and things. So he was taking a lot of photos. And what she did is she went to one of those companies and she had the photos made, and then they put them in a frame, and then they sticky. And
yeah,
you just stick them on, and she stuck them on the wall, and you would never know because she picked the right pictures, the right frames. She did winter, spring, summer, and fall. And she did 4 of each on this big wall, and we spaced them like 2 inches apart, like you're supposed to, 2 to 3 inches. And it looked great. And then if she gets tired of it, she takes it off the wall. If
yeah,
you live in an apartment or you're a dorm kid and you want to do something fun, those things are great. If you have kids who are constantly bringing you artwork,
yeah,
you can buy those art frames, and they open up and you put it in and you stick it on the wall. And when that piece of art goes and they bring you a new piece of art, you open it up, you put that one in, you close it up, you stick it on the wall. And that way you don't have stuff all over your refrigerator, which you probably will anyways if you have kids and grandkids like I do. But you have a way of keeping it contained
yeah,
and making it look nice and easily changeable, and you don't mar the walls. So if you are one of those people who wants to constantly change stuff, or if you live in an apartment, um,
yeah.
and they don't want you to paint. They won't let you do all the things that you would love to do. That's a great way to do art without having to put holes in the walls. So, if you do it right and they stay on the walls, absolutely.
Oh
You know,
my goodness. I
like
love
I
it.
said, I've worked with clients with $1,000 budget,
Yeah.
and I work with clients with a $2.5 million budget. And
Beautiful.
the thing is that you can find a way to make things work in
Work.
any budget. You
Perfect.
really
Well,
can.
thank you so much. We are unfortunately out of time. And if you don't mind stopping sharing that screen, I'd appreciate it. It's better to end that way. But
Yes.
in the meantime, Marla, tell
There
us
we
how we can
go.
contact you, please.
Okay, well, it's Marla Roberds, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm at kissingtreeproperties.com, or you can
Perfect.
reach me at house.com under the pro section and put in a request for me to contact you. Tell me a little bit about what you want done.
Perfect.
And 479-790-9923.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hope you have a fantastic day and looking forward to next week. Great job sharing. I love
Thank
seeing.
you.
Seeing is like, wow. Bye. Talk soon.
Bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.